Welcome to Quick Bite, your fast and friendly Florida insurance update.
Hello. This is Roshonda, agency owner of the Isom Insurance Group here in the Sunshine State of Florida, welcoming you back to another Quick Bite episode, your fast and informative insurance market update. Today is Hump Day, Wednesday, January the 21st, 2026. And while a lot of attention is on what's happening in Tallahassee during the legislative session, something just as important is happening outside the Capitol. The insurance market itself is shifting. New companies are entering Florida, auto carriers are cutting prices, and believe it or not, some drivers are getting money back. So today's quick bite is a Florida insurance market pulse check. What's new, why it matters, and what these changes could mean for your wallet. Let's get into it. First, new blood in the Florida insurance market. This was kind of interesting to me. I'm really glad to see this. The Florida Office of Insurance Regulation recently approved two new additional insurers to operate in Florida. And this matters more than people realize. Stan Insurance Exchange is based in Tallahassee. It's described as a tech forward insurer focused heavily on home mitigation and risk reduction. Stan combines traditional insurance with science based technology, using data to help homeowners reduce risks, improve resilience, potentially lowering premiums over time. This is a part of a growing trend toward prevention focused underwriting instead of reaction based pricing. The second company is Perix Reciprocal Exchange. This company is based in Tampa, led by a leadership team with 75 years plus of in Florida insurance experience. They're approved to write homeowners, fire and aligned lines, roller, I can't speak, boiler and machinery coverage. Perix is positioning itself as a long-term Florida player, not a short-term experiment. Now let's talk about why this actually matters to homeowners. Citizens takeouts. Both Stan and Perix are already participating in the Citizens Depopulation Program. Each company has committed to taking roughly 25,000 policies out of Citizens. Remember, Citizens became the insurer of first resort instead of the insurer of last resort, which is what they were intended to be. They grew to over 1 million policies statewide, and they've been trying to lower their footprint, lower how many policies they have. They're trying to push those policies to the private market because there's no way one insurer can have that much risk on their books. That's too much. So this is important because private carriers often offer broader coverage. Policyholders may gain more flexibility. And again, it reduces the strain on citizens overall, which is the main goal. For many homeowners, a takeout can be an upgrade, not a downgrade. Another reason is new capital is flowing in. Here's the big stat. The 17 new insurers that have entered Florida recently bring over 574 million in surplus capital. And here's the key phrase, clean money. That means no legacy lawsuit exposure, no backlog of bad claims, no years of accumulated losses. This fresh capital is one of the main reasons we're seeing the first real wave of rate decreases in years. Condo specific relief. This has started to get interesting to me because I this condo market has really been rough. Trying to find insurers that will take condos, and so this market has really started to pique my interest to see what they're doing to help kind of relieve some of the strain in the condo market. So there's some new entrants like Florida Insurance and Reinsurance Company and Condo Owners Reciprocal Exchange, CORE for short. are specifically targeting condos and office buildings. That's huge because condos have been one of the most distressed segments of the Florida market. More competition equals more options. Now let's shift gears literally to auto insurance. As of January 16th, 2026, Florida's auto market is experiencing something we haven't seen in a long time: aggressive price competition. I think I said this in a couple of videos. When you start to see one carrier lower rates, it's a trickle down effect because other carriers are going to lower their rates because they don't want to lose business to that other carrier that lowered their rates. So they're trying to compete. So when other carriers start slashing rates and slashing at big numbers, all the other carriers in the market are going to have to do the same if they want to compete. So excessive excess profit refunds, Progressive leads. In a historic move, Progressive announced on January the 15th. Remember, we were tracking this. I had some other videos where we're kind of tracking this from before. But as of January the 15th, that Progressive has announced that it will issue credits and refunds to Florida auto policyholders. So why? Florida law requires insurers to return profits if they exceed a statutory threshold. Due to 2023 tort reform, lower than expected loss costs, Progressive exceeded that limit. Instead of waiting until legally required, they're issuing refunds early, and that's a competitive move. Credits will be issued pro rata to current policyholders. Yes, real money back. This is good news. 2026 rate filings. Big players have been cutting prices. For the first time in many years, major carriers are competing on price, not just availability. For example, Travelers is currently rated as the cheapest major carrier in Florida for 2026. Average full coverage premium is about $2,520 per year. That's roughly $1,300 below the state average. That's not a mistaken statement. That's where the average is. Average. Now let's talk about the enforcement side because clean markets require consequences. DFS Fraud Sweep. The Florida Department of Financial Services launched a new year, that's what it's called, new year, task force focused on stage accident rings. And this is concentrated in Miami-Dade and Tampa. Miami-Dade has always been known for a lot of auto fraud, and that did start to migrate to Tampa. So I'm glad they're kind of focusing on both of those areas. This task force is aimed directly at reducing fraud-driven claims and artificially inflated premiums. Broker sentencing sent a message this week. A broker in Pembroke Pines was sentenced to 3 years in prison for an unrelated $134 million entitlement fraud scheme. DFS is using this high profile case to send a very clear message: zero tolerance for insurance fraud in 2026. Cleaner markets equal fairer pricing. So here's the big takeaway. Florida insurance market is not just stabilizing, it's starting to compete again. This is excellent for consumers. We're seeing new carriers, new capital, rate decreases, refunds, stronger enforcement. This doesn't mean insurance is suddenly cheap. No. But it does mean direction has changed and direction matters. If today's quick bite helped you understand what's really happening behind the scenes in Florida's insurance market, now's a great time to review your coverage and see whether these market shifts could benefit you. And to do so, always right below me in the video is my website, which is isominsurancegroup.com, and you can request a free free no obligation policy review. If you found this episode helpful, please like the video, Share it with your friends and neighbors and drop a comment below with any questions or comments or anything any topics you would like for me to discuss in future episodes. Quick Bite episodes drop now Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. As always, this video is for educational purposes and should not be taken as legal, tax, or insurance advice. Please consult a licensed insurance professional regarding your specific situation. This is Roshonda with the Isom Insurance Group here in sunny Florida. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Please, please, please stay safe out there. Till next time, bye.
Thank you for watching. Visit us at isominsurancegroup.com.